So we will say, for example, if this boy, his name is Nick, then we will say that Nick said that he had been studying since 9 that morning. So you have noticed that there are a few changes in the sentence, right? That is what we will go in detail today, right? Because last week, teacher Wen Ting only did an introduction, so today we go into the detail of it. So reported, so one example is when you report a question. When we report questions, question word, the WH questions, for example, what, which, why, and so on, we need to change the word order. So from verb subject to subject verb. What do I mean by it? So this is an example, okay? So the direct speech is, she asked me, what have you eaten? So when we do the reported speech or the indirect speech, we will change it this way. She asked me what I have eaten. So do you notice that this too has been changed? The word order has been changed. So you have to change this order when you're trying to do reported speech. So when you are reporting a yes-no question, so those questions that starts with can you drive, can you swim, can you dance, you know, those kind of yes-no question, we also have to change the word order, and we must add in the connector. You either use whether or if. So this question says, he asked, can Ray drive? So when we do it in a reported speech, we will say it this way. He asked if Ray could drive. This part could is due to the past tense, which later on I'm also going to explain in the next section. Okay, so the key thing to remember is when you report a yes-no question, we will change the word order. We will also add the word if. Okay, let's carry on. Sometimes you will report a command. So what is a command? A command is something like an instruction, right? Julian said, don't listen to her. So in this case, we have to add the word to. Okay, we will add the word to. So for example, we will change the don't to not to. Okay, so for example, Julian said not to listen to her. Next one, Lola say, look after my bag. So when we change the reported speech, again, we will add the to. Lola said to look after her bag. So this is like when you are changing your direct speech to a direct command to a reported speech, you will need to add the to. All right, tenses. Just now I was talking a little bit about tenses. So when you are reporting a sentence, a speech, you must always take note of the tenses that they are in. So for example, if what is being said were in the past tense, we will change all the, oh, hold on, just give me a minute. All right, sorry about just now. Okay, everyone can see this again? Okay, so when you're trying to change the direct speech again to, you know, a reported speech, you must remember to check the tenses. So for example, in this case, Nick said this sentence in the past. So when we are changing it, okay, we will have to change all the tenses inside to past tense. Nick said that he was tired, and that he had been working since that morning. So this part, I also noticed, you would have noticed that the this has also been changed. Later on, I'm going to talk about that too. So you see, in a reported speech, right, there are actually quite a number of things you need to change, quite a number of verbs and, grammar rules that you need to change. Next one. When saying the reported, okay, when you're trying to just report a speech that is in present tense, so you just need to keep it in present tense. This is quite easy to remember. Mom says, so this is in present tense. So whatever that mom has said, you just keep it in present tense. My mom says that too much television is bad for me. All right, let's carry on. Okay, so this is the part that is interesting. When we want to say something that we know is always true, so it's like some facts of the earth, some science facts, or something that is like a knowledge that is always true, then you don't have to change the tenses. Okay, you do not have to change the tenses. So for example, Mr. Noah said, the best conductor of heat is silver. So this is like a piece of fact that is always true. So you will not change the is to was. Okay, Mr. Noah said that the best conductor of heat is silver. So you see, this is remain as is. So that's the basic rule for the tenses. And here are some examples of changing of tense for your modal verbs. Just now the groups of students in grade 7 have gone through modal verbs. So these are the common ones if you need to change. Okay, next is changing the pronoun. What are pronouns? A quick recall, we have learned it at the beginning of the year. They are words like he, she, we, they, and so on, all right? So in this case, Ivy said, we are really enjoying ourselves. I am having so much fun. So when Ivy said it, she must be referring to herself and her groups of friends, right? Or maybe her groups of class. I'm not too sure, but you will have to take note the we, you will have to change to they, all right? Ivy said that they were having, so you see the tenses are also changed, were really enjoying. It's not ourselves anymore because Ivy and her friends, right? So it will be themselves, and that she, because Ivy is a girl, so we will use she was having so much fun. Okay, I'll give you one more example, then later on maybe you can verbally say some of this. Okay, all right. John told me, I will give you my book. So these are the few pronouns that we need to change. Is there any volunteer who would like to try this now? You can unmute and just tell me your name and you can try it. Just verbally use your words. Enough example that I've gone through, right? How about let's get Tarushi? Would you please unmute and try this out?
Yourself.
So you have to change the reported speech. John told me, change this pronoun so that you can report the speech. Can you try it?
May I?
Yes. Who is that?
Bhuvni?
Buhyumi? Yes, please.
John told me that he will give his give me his book.
Well done, thank you. So the main focus now is the pronoun, and you have changed it correctly. I don't know whether I went too fast just now, huh? So I need to hear from you whether you are picking it up. Yes, John told me that, so this I belongs to John, right? It's referring to John. So he, it's okay, Buhyumi forgotten to change the tense. It's all right because the focus is on pronoun now. He would give me, because it's John was talking to me, right? So you can keep this you to becomes me, and then my book is John's book. So you will tell me it's his book. All right. So I'll read the two sentences out. Okay, the direct speech is this. John told me, I will give you my book. So reported speech. John told me that he would give me his book. All right, I think we have a better idea now. Let's try one more, okay? Let's have one more. John told Annie, I will give you my book. Okay, just to let you know, John is a male, Annie is a female. Is there anyone else who would like to try? Change the pronoun for this.
John told Annie that he would give me his book.
Okay, because Annie is not yourself, right? Would you still use me? John will give who the book? His book. You're doing it almost all correct, okay? I'll just show you the answer. Well done. John told Annie that he would give her his book, okay? Because John was talking to Annie. So Annie is a girl, is a female, so we will use her over here. John told Annie, I will give you my book. So when you report the speech, you say, John told Annie that he would give her his book. Okay, but it was very well done. You managed to change most of the pronouns correctly. Okay, next one. We'll do a few more examples. Okay. Wendy said to Annie, I will give you my book. Wendy is a girl. Annie is also a girl. Anyone who would like to try this, please? How about Ruwangi? Are you able to unmute today?
Wendy said to Annie, I will give you her book.
Ah, okay. So the word I is actually Wendy. Okay, good try. Okay, so let's see. Wendy said to Annie that, okay, so this I is actually Wendy. So you got to say she would give her her book. So this her is actually Annie, and the last her is actually Wendy again. Wendy said to Annie, I will give you my book. Wendy said to Annie that she would give her her book. Okay. Next one. Wendy said to Sakha, I will give you my book. Someone else, please? Who would like to try? You may unmute and try the reported speech, focusing on your pronouns, changing of pronouns. How about Sashi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
When you say to
Sakha?
Sakha
Yes.
that she will
Mhm.
she would give she would give
He's a boy. Sakha is a boy.
give his her her book.
Her book. Very good. Very good. So because Wendy is talking to Sakha to say, I will give you my book. So when you're trying to report this speech, you will actually change Wendy to she. Very good. And then the you is a boy, right? It's a male. So we will change it to he. Well done. Okay. So in this case, him, because it's you're giving is an object pronoun, okay? The one that we have learned before previously. You just now said his, I heard it. So you don't use his in this case, you will use the word him. Wendy said to Sakha that she would give him her book. That is well done, okay? Very well done, because I think when we are doing reported speech, there are so many, so many grammar rules. So it's not that easy. So I think all of you are doing well so far. Okay, the next one. Just now, I think in that example, the very first one, they also talk about sometimes the way we say the time or we write the time, we also have to change it when we do reported speech. So for example, he said it rained yesterday and the whole of last week. So when you are trying to do reported speech, you cannot use yesterday. You have to change it to words like the day before or the previous day. So you also cannot use the word like last week. You have to use words like the previous week or the week before. Okay, so these are some of the rules when we are talking about time. So for example, the direct speech, if you see now, you have to use then. If you see today, you have to use that day. If it's yesterday, you have to say the day before, the previous day. If it's tomorrow, you have to say the next day or the following day. So I give, okay, so now let's do a practice, okay, by typing our answers in the chat. Okay, we have used the chat function a few weeks ago also. It's just that we stopped for a while because it was our speaking class. So now let's get everyone to do some writing again. So I'll give you one example first. Okay, later on you are going to type in the chat box. So you will be typing. So this is the question. Let's say Ned is going to print the papers for us, said Katie. I'm going to help you by giving you the starting. So your answer will look something like this. Katie said that. Okay, then you're going to continue. Katie said that Ned, okay? And then blah, blah, blah. So you're going to add in the blah, blah, blah for me. I would like everyone who are student in this group to try it out. No need to count down. Once you're ready, you just send out your answers because later on you can do a self-check. I mean, it's not a competition. We just want to try it out. Then later on, you check your answers against my standard answer, and then we can actually see, oh, what are the which are the parts that you remember to change or you have forgotten to change. Let's get you to start typing now. Once you're ready, you can press enter and show us your answers. Okay? So Katie said that. So this first example, okay, if I were to type it out to show you something like this. Ned was going to print the papers for who? Who can tell me how do I change the ask pronoun to what? I was going to, for we?
Them.
Okay. For them, okay, good. I'm going to write it in and I'm going to press enter to show you. So this is my example for everyone. So we're just going to try it out like that. You do your own, you send out your answers to the chat, and then later on when the answer is reviewed, you are just, learning by yourself. You do a self-check and you know, oh, where is my area of improvement, okay? So in this example, we will type like this. Katie said that Ned was going to print the papers for them. It's for them because, Katie is talking about this. When Katie say it's for us, but when you're trying to repeat what Katie say, it is for them, okay? Not for we or not for us anymore, okay? So that will be the standard answer. Okay, we're only going to do 3 examples. So I'm going to go to question 2. I want you now to try type it out, okay? So you will do the typing for question 2 onwards. Okay, this is question 2. Let's see the question. Try for the competition again. My teacher advised me. So I give you some time to type, okay? You can start this way. My teacher advised me, blah, blah, blah. So I want everyone to type it now. Try it and send your answers in the chat now. Okay, once you are ready, you can just press enter. Show your answers. Is everyone still typing? Because so far I don't see any answers yet. Can I? Oh, okay, Buhyumi, thank you. Maybe we just take some time to type, right? Some of us are not very fast in typing. Just give it a try. It's good to, just try it out. Because I can't see your faces when I use this. Let me just check. Only Buhyumi try it out. Okay. I would like the rest of us to also try it. Okay. All right. So I shall go on first. All right. To show the answers. But the next example, it would be great if everyone can also type out your answers in the chat. Thank you, Sashi. Well done. Okay. My teacher advised me that try for the competition. Okay. So you realize that in this example, my teacher advised to, then competition. Okay, maybe Anudula. Is that how I say your name? Anudula didn't have time to type, but I like that she remember we must add in the word to, right? Because this is like a command, like an instruction. The teacher said to the student, try for the competition again. So it's like a instruction. So you got to add the word to. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, most of you caught on the, just now I have some notes, right? You can always take the PowerPoint slides again and you revise the notes. In this case, must add the word to. Okay, my teacher advised me to try for the competition again. So the rest, you can just copy it out. Okay, well done. Is it make shark or may shark? Okay, well done. Let's go on to example 3 and 4. Okay, example 3. Okay, so it's all right. Okay, those of you who haven't tried, you try question 3 now. Okay, let's try typing out question 3 now. Okay, Dure ask us, can you turn off the music? Okay, somebody ask us, can you turn off the music? So you should start with Dure ask us. Okay, then you have to add some words. I give you a clue. This is a yes/no question. So people ask you, can you do this? Okay, or like just now that can you drive, that example? Okay, so what must you add to continue the sentence? Dure ask us, can you turn off the music? How do you write it in reported speech? Okay, Dure ask us. I give you a hint. You must add in an additional word. You must add a special word. Like just now, you added to, but this one you must add another word. Okay. I think you need time to type. So everybody type out your answers now. I give you some quiet time to type. Give us about 30 seconds, okay? Just take your time and type it out. Dure ask us, can you turn off the music? That was my timer. No answer yet. Oh, okay. Buhyumi added the word. Dure asked us not to turn on. But usually we don't change the original questions. Okay. So here, right, you have already changed the original questions, right? So it's not to tell us we cannot turn it on. Okay. But it's just asking how do we rewrite how Dure asked us. Okay. Dure asked us not. So you were trying to write not to turn on. Okay. But actually we don't change the meaning. Manila, good try. You added the special word if, right? Okay. Some of you think that we must change the word to not to turn on, right? So we don't do that, okay? Dure asked us, can we turn off the music? So in this case, maybe we got to go back to the slides, a quick while to see it. Good try. You know, I like that. You know, when the answers are coming out, then we will really know whether you need help. Okay, I'll go back to that slides a little bit. Okay, to help us see that. The one that says when we report a question. Here we go, this slides, this one. If you all remember this, so you see this one, when we are reporting yes, no question. Okay. Give me a while, let me take out the pen for this. So when we are reporting a yes, no question, remember, you got to use this, either one of this. So, can Ray drive? So when you are trying to report it, you will ask, he asked if Ray could drive. Okay, all right. So this is the additional word that you must add in, if. All right. And you must change this sequence, this two. Change the place. Okay. No longer can Ray drive, but maybe Ray can drive, but we change it to past tense also. See it here? All right. So report in the reported speech, he asked if Ray could drive. Okay, we see that, you know, in some of your answers. All right. And some of us are still learning, so that's fine. Okay, it's okay. If you're not getting it correct, that's where you know, you will be thinking of, hey, okay, I make a mistake here. That's where I can learn. Okay, so I show you the answer now. Good attempt for all of you. Those who try to type it out, well done. So the answer should be, do Ray ask if we, so this is the additional word that I've been saying, right? You got to add in this word. If, you add in this word, if we could. So you see this two, you got to swap, you got to change, okay? Do Ray ask us, can you turn off the music? That's a direct speech. But you want to change it to indirect speech, or we call reported speech. You will say it this way. Do Ray ask us if we could turn off the music? So you see, I'm not changing the meaning. You are not supposed to think that you need to say, do Ray ask us to turn off the music and so on. We don't do that. It's still a question. Okay, but you do it in a reported speech. We can have more practice of this next week if there's time. Okay, I think maybe this is where you would maybe need a few more examples. Next, number 4, let's try the last one. Okay, then we'll move on to something else for today. Last one. Don't park your car in front of my gate, Mrs. Arun told John. So you start off with Mrs. Arun told John. So this is also like a command, right? And this time round, it is about a negative statement telling John, you know, he cannot park in front of the gate. So how do you change this? Don't park your car in front of my gate, Mrs. Arun told John. So everyone, please type out your answers in the chat. Then later on, you can learn on your own, compare your answers to the standard answers. Okay, let's try it now. So take note, this is not a question, right? So we will not use if. So we only use if we are reporting a question, all right? Just now for Dore's question number 3, because it is a question, it's a yes/no question, so we will use if. But in this case, it's not a question, it's a command, right? But good try. Okay, those of you who have tried it out, it's good that you try it out. Okay. Mrs. Arun told John to not park his car in front of her gate. I believe you are trying to type her, Sashi. I think I know what you meant. It's just a typing mistake, no problem. Good try also. I like that. Well done, well done. Thank you for trying. And actually you use the word to, which is what we need to add in. All right? All right, because of time, I'm going to show the answers. I'm glad that we have a few students who try it out. Okay, maybe the rest are still typing. So sorry, we have this very short time frame. So I'm going to show the answers. But those who try it, very good. Mrs. Arun told John. So you see for Sashi who try it out, then she will know, oh, I got to put the not in front of the to. Okay, so she wrote, Mrs. Arun told John to not park his car, but actually it should be Mrs. Arun told John not to park his car. She managed to change the word his, you know, the word your, because John is a boy, so we change it to his car and my gate. So whose gate is it? It's Mrs. Arun's gate, right? So it will be her gate. Well done, okay? Mrs. Arun told John not to park his car in front of her gate. Okay, well done. So let's take a break from reported speech, okay? Because we can always practice that again, since I see that some of you may need some help in that. We can always practice that a bit more next week, okay? So we'll take a break from that and we do something very fast and should be very quick. This one, everyone can later on shout out the answers, okay? Just unmute and say the answers. A quick revision on your grammar. Subject-verb agreement, okay? So usually in every sentence, there are words like your subject. In this case, Bernard opens the door. Bernard is the subject. So the person or the main actions that is being, the person who performs the main action, that's what I'm trying to say, okay? Who or what performs the main action. So in this case, Bernard is the subject. Opens is the action, okay? Open is the verb. That's where you have the verb. Okay, the verb is where is the word that expresses what the action is all about. So Bernard is the subject, opens is the verb, and usually there's an object too. So in this case, open what? Open the door. Okay, it's a simple way to identify what is subject, what is verb. Okay, and this is an object. So today our aim is to focus on subject and verb. Okay. Here we go. A verb must always agree with its subject in numbers. So this is where we call it subject-verb agreement. So a rule is like this. My dog walks. You realize that for singular, this is called singular subject, okay? There's usually no S. However, when you're talking about singular verb, you will then add it with an S, okay? First, I make a mistake over here. Let me just repeat that a little bit. So here I say the singular subject usually is without the S, whereas the singular verb will be with an S. However, when you got plural subjects, so we have talked about all this singular, plural also in the past, right? In the last long time ago. So when it's plural subject, usually is with an S. That's where you talk about nouns. But when it comes to the plural verbs, usually there's no S. You notice this pattern? My dog walks. My dogs walk. Okay. So let's do this very quickly. Remember the rules. When it's singular subject, the verb usually come with an S. So he plays, she plays, it plays. However, when it's more than one, when it's plural, okay, we and they, you see the plural verb, there will be no S. You and I are special. So I put an asterisk, I put a star here. You and I are special. It looks like it is singular, right? It is singular. However, for the rule is when you're using it for you and I, there will be no S at the end of the verb. Okay, let's do this very quickly. And all I need you to do is to call out your choice. So you can say it out, whether it's A or B. All right, let's go. He go or he goes. A or B? Unmute and say out your answers.
B.
Yes, that's easy. This is just revision for everyone, okay? Let's do it fast. Okay, next one. He eats, she eats. A or B?
B.
B, yes. She eats. Yes, good job. Okay, let's continue. Here, A or B?
A.
Yes, A, they do, okay? Plural, and here there will be no S. Well done. Okay, continue. A or B?
A.
We should.
A.
Yes, without the S, okay? Plural, and then here no S. Well done.
A.
A.
Very good. You and I are special. So when it's I, even though it's singular, we will do it without the S. Good job. Okay.
A.
A, very good. This is just quick revision for my grade 8 and 9. You should know this.
A.
Well done. I do. It's not I does. Okay, it's without the S. You and I are special. Here.
B.
Good.
B. B.
Eat.
A.
Yes. Oh, eat is singular. So when it's one, its verb will come with an S. Okay, so it should be it. If you say it shake, that would be wrong. Okay, it should be it shakes. Okay. For maybe the person call out too quickly, make a mistake. Next one. Emma is one person.
B.
B.
Very good. Okay, let's go. Mama and Papa. How many persons are there? A or B? Confident.
A.
A, yes, because this is plural. All right, there are two of them together. Mama and Papa, so two person, the subject is plural. So we will not have any S for the verb. Okay, so if you have chosen B just now, you are wrong, but it's okay, learn from it. It should be A. Okay, next one.
A.
A.
Yeah, well done. A, races. Okay, that means there are more than one drivers, right? Those people who race, plural. So with the verb, there will be no S as well. Okay, good. Jacob is one person.
B.
B.
Okay, well done. Jacob is one person. So for its verb, we will put it with an S. Okay, very good revision for everyone. All right, that would be it. A very quick revision for your subject verb. Now let's look at this. I'm quite sure we will only stop at section 3 today. We will do the practice next week, and we do a little bit more on reported text next week, okay? What is this topic all about? I found it on the internet. It looks interesting. I think, do you know what is Instagram? Do you all play with that too? Our grade 8 and 9 student in Sri Lanka. I actually do not know much about Instagram until recently. Okay, Instagram is like a social media. Do you all have it? Who has it? Who has Instagram? Don't dare to say. Let me ask. Buhyumi, do you have Instagram?
And my sister has.
Oh, your sister has. Okay, it's all right because maybe you are all very young. No need to have, okay? But it's like a social media, you know, it's like Facebook and all those. I see this very interesting. We are going to see, you know, if people post it Did they make a grammar mistake here? All right, let's see. Of course, these are not real. Somebody created this. This sentence says, my dog growls when he is angry. Okay, definitely there is a mistake. Okay, there is a mistake. Who can tell me what is the mistake? Unmute and say.
Grow.
Yes, the word growl is very suspicious because the dog is only singular, right? So we don't expect the growl to be without an S. So let's go back to our basic rule, the one that we practiced just now. The basic rule says that subject and verb must agree in numbers. So when we have singular dog, the verb actually comes with an S, okay? The singular verb is actually growls. So this will be a better answer for, whoever who is typing that in the IG, okay? The dog growls when he is angry, okay? So if you have more than one dog, if it is just another quick revision again, if you have more than one dogs, the dogs, then it will be without the S for the plural. The dogs growl when they are angry. So for example, okay, that's just an example. Okay, let's look at this. Who can spot the mistake? You can unmute and say it out. The butterfly, which is perched on the flowers, are not that beautiful.
What?
Who is that? Can you say out your name, please? You spoke so fast. Is it Minila?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, the word is not perch, but rather what is the subject and what is the verb in this case, all right? I will show you in a short while, okay? Yes, there's a mistake, but it's not the word perch. Okay? Yeah, it's R. You're right. You're right. Very good. So don't get confused by the word that comes between the subject and the verb. They do not affect the agreement. So what do we mean? In this example, we are actually talking about one butterfly, the singular butterfly. So we don't use are, we will use is, okay? So they are trying to distract you with all these words in blue here. So that's why they say don't get confused by all this in between, okay? All the words in between. The butterfly, which is perched on the flower, is not that colorful, okay? So it should be is. Okay, sorry, I forgot a full stop here. Let's have another example. So for example, the dog who is chewing on my jeans. So some of us may get confused. You see the word jeans here, then maybe you put R, but that's wrong, okay? Because you're referring to the dog. So you must use is over here. Okay, the dog who is chewing on my jeans is usually very obedient. All right, let's take a look at this one now. Wow, the colors of the rainbow is beautiful. What is wrong here? Yes, well done. Now all of you can spot it. The word is, right? So again, we may have other words, prepositional phrases in between. So don't affect the agreement, okay? The colors of the rainbow. So of the rainbow doesn't affect. We're still looking at colors. So it should be are. The colors of the rainbow are beautiful. Let's carry on. Cute. The cat and dog is kind to each other.
Is.
Is again. Very fast. What should you change it to? Anudula. Change is to what word? R. Very good. Yeah, you got to change it to R. Very good. So because it means that there are two subjects, like just now our mama and papa, two of them, two subjects. So it's plural already, right? So you got to use R. Okay, like the cows and the pigs are jumping over the moon. Okay, words like that. The cats and dogs are friendly. Okay, next one. This is a tricky one. This is actually correct. This is actually correct. Peanut butter and jelly is my favorite sandwich. So this is an example whereby they are actually talking about a type of things, although we use the conjunction and, but they are actually referring to one subject because I think peanut butter and jam is a very common food name, maybe in the America, in the Western country. So it's actually one thing, one subject. So this is actually a correct sentence. So I give you one more example. Okay. So when sometimes they may use the word and, but they are actually referring to one thing, to the same thing or the same person. So we will treat it like a singular subject. Peanut butter and jelly is my favorite sandwich, or we say wear and tear. You know, when you deal with machine, there's a lot of friction, then they will spoil. So this phrase, wear and tear, is to say that they will spoil. Machine will spoil, right? So wear and tear is common in machinery. So wear and tear is one thing, not many things. Okay, so that's one example for you. Okay, I give you one more. Alone, haha. Neither my mom nor my sister wants to go with me. So this person posts something like this. What is wrong here?
The
Which
correct
word?
answer.
Once?
Once.
Yeah, somebody say once, okay? And this is the rule, okay? When we do, yeah, you're right, there's a mistake. So when you have we have taught neither nor, either or previously, right? In our last few lessons. So in this case, when you are choosing what verb to use, you have to use the one that is nearest to the verb. Okay, so I give you an example. You will understand what I mean. Neither my mom nor my sisters want to go with me. So we will use this second choice to decide. This is plural, so our verb will have to be plural. Okay, all right, let's do one more. Either the players or the coach collects the badges. So again, since there's only the second one, the nearest one is only one, the coach is only one person, so we will use collects. Okay. Each of them are gorgeous. Who can point out the mistake? Ruwangi? Which one is the verb here?
Each one of them.
Each one of them? Okay, you can add one, no problem on that. But where is the verb here? Each. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there was a mistake, right? Somebody was saying something. You can carry on. Who was that? Is that Sashi? Oh no, Sashi has left.
One Gegas.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous means beautiful. So
One
it's
go.
okay?
Gegas.
All right, good try. It's all right. Let's take a look, okay? So when you have words, all right, some subject will always take singular, okay? So when we have each, either, anyone, someone, all this example, usually it just refer to one, singular. So of course, when it's singular, just now we did a lot of practice, it should be is, right? Instead of are. Each one of them is gorgeous. So we may be misled, you know, by the word them, thinking that it's many, okay, or like plural, but actually it's each of them is gorgeous, okay, because of the word each. Right, the last one, this is like the example of peanut butter and jam. So this is referring to one movie, all right? So I think that's a very big hint for you already. Beauty and the Beast are my favorite movie. R is the mistake. What should we change it to?
Is.
Is. Very good. All right. So again, because sometimes the titles of something, of books, of movies, of anything, right? They may have the word and, but you do not be mistaken by it. So it's just a singular subject. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie, right? All right, like I told you just now, very unlikely that today we will do the practice. I see that maybe we need some revision on reported speech. Okay, we will continue to do a bit of reported speech next week and also do the practice for your subject-verb agreement. Okay, any question at this point? Because I think I have to end it soon. Any question?
No, teacher.
No? All right. And I'll see you all next week. Thank you, class. Bye-bye.
Thank you.